guys wouldn't even be paying attention to them. But now, since they're in Africa, there's these leaders, and you guys believe everything they say.
This whole YouTube situation, I've seen a lot of people come over here and take sides because they wanted to be in favor of people who would promote their YouTube channel. The way you guys are selling off the movement for chump change is a disgrace. For chump change, better off just being quiet. If you got a YouTube channel, stay out of the drama. Don't choose side. I mean, right now we obviously see where the problem was.
Yeah.
Obviously see where the problem was. That means if you're on the side of that, you are a part of the problem. If you feel that, the Gambian government was allowed to be corrupted, you don't need to come over here. You had your brother, RJ, your sister, Ya. You had, your sister, Keke, right here that did all of this research. Brother Fode, a very few number of people. We had Sister D came out last year. She did make a video when RJ and them made their conclusion that said that there was obvious disrespect and an obvious misunderstanding.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? It was obvious disrespect. Their process, they said, hey, we want to keep everything off of YouTube. Let us mediate it. That was disregarded. That was disregarded. Later for them. Let's get with Negro P and then feed him some garbage so he can go up there and try to get his numbers up. The same thing with through the whole process, disrespect to brothers over here that have come over here, that have every right to come over here and make a way for themselves, that lay the foundation for other people, that work effortlessly towards other people and to help build and develop Gambia. You come and you defecate on them. What type of welcoming crowd you think you're going to get? You're going to get robbed. Really from day one, once they moved out of my situation, they was getting robbed. Went right into the hands of the real scammers.
Good.
Right, exactly.
That's called karma, though.
That's why most of them up out of here, and they getting up out of here, and they can't maintain here because they came and they put themselves in the wrong circles. And it's only going to escalate when as more people come over here and we don't have any controls, but we want to be able to put controls in place and create the conversation around this situation and figure out what are the solutions, what can we do? When things like this happen, we need to get with Exodus Alliance. We need to say, hey, listen, it got to be a group of us that's willing to come out and denounce certain things or take immediate action. I know I would have done things different now. When they started getting out immediately, I would have, done things different. I could have took them right to for the libel. But I was hoping that we could have saved the situation.
Right.
With RJ. So I had some hope.
Exactly.
I'm trying to save the situation. I put a lot of work in there. A lot of people were looking to come over here. I cared. They didn't.
Yeah, no, they didn't. They didn't. No, that was the thing. They didn't care. It was all about YouTube views. It was all about fame. It was all about YouTube fame. That's what it was all about. That's why they never reported anything to the authorities. If it was truly some fraud going on, if it was truly mismanagement, they would have reported that. They reported nothing to the authorities. They reported it all to YouTube because they wanted YouTube fame. That's what it was all about. Let's just blow up on YouTube. That's what it was all about.
You wanted to gain favor of YouTubers here.
Yes.
So it's a sick thing. It's a sick thing that we're going on here. And like I said, we should have took more of a responsibility, and especially those who have networks and YouTube channels, that was here. They should have said, hey, listen, we are, like RJ them said, they said, hey, we heard something going on, threats being made. Like, I never made any threats against anybody. I'm not the type of person that threaten you. I told you where I came from. We don't threaten nobody. You understand what I'm saying? If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. But I wasn't even mad. I wasn't even mad at the situation. I was like, hey, look at this. I'm looking, I'm like, wow. And I know every time something like that comes, it only precedes a blessing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Right. It only precedes a blessing. Right now, we would be doing, we weren't ready for that level of success as a community. I couldn't do it by myself. I needed them. I needed them to come in as a community and do what's needed. I did my part. I did more than what needed to be done. You know, all they had to do was follow some simple systems. You understand? That not benefit me, benefited everybody.
Right.
The mentality like, oh, I'm not listening to this nigga. He think he trying to run thing. All of this crazy nonsense.
Yes. That's how it goes, though. Jealousy of who's in charge. That's what it's all about.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. That's what it was all about, jealousy.
Yeah, and you got a lot of these like I said, no one that's serious about the repatriation movement should watch any or listen to any YouTuber that is not actually here doing something that's notable, unless their content is based around positive content around the what's taking place in the community. But if they're sitting there making all of this gossip, like the video came down with my ex-wife, and then it was reposted on another YouTuber's channel, and that's just disgraceful.
Right.
The authorities told us to take it down. And that should have never been done in the middle of an investigation. It was just so sloppy, raggedy, and tacky for someone to do that. You know what I mean? If you have some, let your grievance stand on its own. Don't try to bring up my past from 30, 40 years ago, and you're trying to bring my old relationships in this. I did this a long time ago. Things that I didn't do. Even if I had problems with domestic violence in the past, why are you trying to bring that up now? You trying to use my past against me? Like,
I was wondering what they had to do, why they brought that up. But that's just what they do, though.
It's true. That was how the hell you gonna bring somebody ex-wife? But
that was crazy.
I'm not gonna go in that because it only put her. I just downloaded the video. I downloaded all the videos, and they be going with me to court, and I'd be like, "Hey, here you go." I go just like this. Here you go. Look at this.
That's what I would. Yeah, I would do the same thing because that was just too much, and it had nothing to do with the case. It had nothing to do with what was going on. It had nothing to do with the corporate coup. None of that. Your personal life had nothing to do with that. So that's why to bring that in. That's how you knew they had nothing. When people start to attack you personally, they don't have anything. They don't have nothing. They had nothing. And that's that. And the Lisa lady, I just couldn't even believe she incriminated herself like that because she forgot she was on Big Pimpin's channel telling a whole different story. Then she goes on Dusty's channel and tells something different. It was all, all that was just unbelievable. I don't even know. I just don't even know. I'm just speechless.
You see this conversation that we're having, right? And there's people listening, and now it's 33 people. I don't care if we can get to 1 or 2 people. I got supporters, that's supporting me, and people want to hear more of me. So I've made a commitment to come out and create more content so people can have some variety. Too many of the wrong people spend a lot of time creating content because they're desperate. They need donations. Yeah. You want people to join their Patreon channel. You know what I mean? And, our people looking over, they're not seeing anything else. So they going with it because it sounds good and it look nice. But if you look at it at the end of the day, they don't have any program for you.
No.
They don't have nothing.
Content whatsoever.
They don't have nothing for you. They can't.
No, they don't.
Direction or nothing.
No, they don't. But the problem is that we as a people, we have to demand more from our people, and we don't. We have to decide that we're not going to accept what they're giving to us. Okay, that's and that's really, I would have to say it was the repat people who really got me onto this because they're the ones. That's where I got the information from. It was the repat community who knew these people were fraudsters, who knew these people were liars, because all of my information came from them. They said all of this. It was people in the Gambia who were talking. It was people in the United States who were talking. The people in the community knew what was going on. It's just like what you said, though. People weren't saying anything. They knew it, but they weren't saying anything.
Listen, because there's so much fear. You won't believe how much fear.
Oh, yeah, I believe it. I believe it because I've seen it. I've seen it for myself.
Right. You know,
I have seen it for myself, so I know. Just like I said, the people, this man called me a monkey. Now, you know, when you call a Black person a monkey in Africa and in Europe, that's a big old deal, even here. This man called me a monkey. Bob Garvey called me a monkey, okay? Because I made some content. I forgot who the video was about, but it was one of them repats. He didn't like it, so he called me a monkey. I made a video about him calling me a monkey. Do you know 2 of the repats in the Gambia, one of them made him a moderator on his channel after calling me a monkey. And Dusty Travel with Tay said she had nothing but respect for this man after he called me a monkkie.
Now, tell
me.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No, go ahead. What was you going to say?
God, man, our people.
They're sick.
Like Juliet, when she had them and then she did those 3 videos and all of that, which is basically a defamation evidence, talking about I had a Ponzi scheme. She's been lying on me. She hate me from day one.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, she brings them up there like they're some type of heroes of the movement.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just flattered to be in your presence. Y'all people better watch this. These people leading y'all down the wrong path and y'all just going. They leading you into the hands of, you know, coming over here, getting ripped off, getting into bad land deals. You know, this is lodging you from any real type of help. They don't want you to come to Kwesi because, you know, Kwesi gonna tell you the right thing. They don't want you to come where, you know, it can be a real movement, a real Pan-Africanist movement. They're like, no, you know, that don't benefit them financially.
Right, exactly. Right. They're not benefiting financially.
Kwesi gonna tell you not to buy land. He talking, you know, he gonna tell you we need to get land together because they want to get you and sell you land, right? They don't care, you know, where it's at or if it'll ever be developed. They just want to get it so that they can build their house, so they can do the next phase of their house build and put it on YouTube channel and make a movie out of it to get donations and get other people to help them build their house. Why everybody can't get a house built?
Well, see, that's another crazy thing to me, that you're going to go buy land in a country that you know nothing about, and you're going to build a house there in a country that you know nothing about. Do they understand politics in Africa? Do they understand how a new president can just come over, can take over after Amadou Barrow? He could just come in and say, oh, all African Americans out. That land y'all just bought, oh, too bad for you. It belongs to us. It's time for y'all to go. I don't think they understand that. And now, if you're married to somebody there, it's a little different. It works a little differently. But if you just over there, you know, just exploiting the system, taking advantage of everything, I don't understand. How do you think that system's going to work for you? I don't understand that when you're not really even invested into that system. You're just buying whatever you can. You're just using them for whatever you can. You're just getting whatever you can. And that's all I'll say.
You know, we like I said, we have some very, very powerful things that we're doing, you know, and we're in multiple industries. And we are coming into resources. We've had people who we have our own resources that we're coming into, and we have people that are bringing large amounts of resources to the table so that we can build communities. And our community, we should not build a community unless first there's roads established,
Yes, infrastructure has to be built.
As well as an industrial complex where we can ship in machinery to produce no less than 5 products. So before we get out in the community and start building anything, we should be out there working, producing products, shipping them throughout Africa and the States. Mm-hmm. So this is the type of innovation that we need because the resources are here, but there's a lack of ingenuity and know-how and the resource. So we need to do that in a focused way. So we already have that on the ground. We have people that's coming in and out. Before I used to do videos of me going to the airport, I don't do stuff like that no more. You know what I mean? Anybody come try to keep it 100% confidential, just to keep everybody off of the, out of the public eye, because people want to see us do fail. I call it the burning of Black Wall Street, the Gambia. That's what really happened. Yeah. Back in Tulsa, it was a white lady a white girl that made the accusations against her mother. In this situation, it was 2 sisters that made accusations. And then back in Oklahoma, there was a newspaper that had ran an article that inflamed the situation and took it from a mere, incident where he bumped into her in an elevator and turned it into an outright rape. Mm-hmm. So in that case, that's where YouTube and all the YouTubers, they took, like I said, there was YouTubers who gave their platforms who allowed their platforms to be used. And of course, they don't have Pan-Africanist agenda. They have agendas to spread gossip and drama and try to get ratings on YouTube. So they don't care about the movement. But they put up there, gave their platform to emotionally and mentally unstable people. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So that's part of this whole YouTube community dynamic, and like I said, I got into bed, I was sleeping when I came out the house. I like to tell people I was like the chick from Game of Thrones, Daenerys, right? Mm-hmm. I had 3 dragons. You know what I mean? When I came out here, I ran into, I started with Blacksmith, then I got with Juliet, and then the other women that came in, they was all fire breathing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like I said, at the end of the day, right now, I think all of their empires are pretty much, if they had anything, has come under great scrutiny, or they had the sheep pulled up from under them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially the main one. Her running around and doing everything she did here, like nobody would discover her, and she just reached a whole level of arrogance where she don't care. I don't care. That's it. I don't care about that. I just care about my donations, my Patreon account, my PayPal. Well,
but I think that happens because of the pressure that being in Africa places on you. When you're in Africa, you're under a lot of pressure that you're not it's a different type of pressure, for one. You got to constantly have money. And that's what people don't understand, because you constantly need things over there. You constantly need electricity. You constantly need the internet. You constantly need fuel. You constantly need food. You constantly need water. It's not like here. And I think that pressure changes you. And I really think that's what happened to art. I think the pressure from being there changes you. Just like that lady, Juliet. I don't know Juliet, but Juliet, from what I've seen from her, it's just like somebody's breaking down. Just like art. It's just like when you're in Africa too long, that system puts so much pressure on you that it breaks you down. It will break you down mentally. And that's what I think is happening to Juliet. That's what I think happened to art, because it's too much. It becomes too much. That's why I cannot live in Africa like you guys do. I cannot. I can go for some months and then I got to come back. I cannot do it. No.
You was going down the list of people who have, who have were breaking down here, but you only stopped at 2. But we see a continual list of dissatisfied women here.
They break down like that.
It's too much. If you look at it, all you have to do is look at it. Okay, you don't see me over here like